Hey Ma Jaya Ma, Jaya Jaya Kali Ma. Hey Ma Jaya Ma, Jaya Jaya Kali Ma. Hey Ma Jaya Ma, Jaya Jaya Kali Ma. Hey Tubies, it's Psychic Bob. Well, I'm sitting here looking at my pendant of the goddess Kali. Isn't she amazing? And chanting my little song to her. And, you know, you guys are so wonderful. Some of you wrote to me recently and you said, Psychic Bob, we love your Lord Ganesh altar. Can we do a similar ritual to Mother Kali? Absolutely. In fact, I am working on building a Mother Kali altar. And in the coming days, I'm going to show you that. And I'll teach you some rituals to do veneration and worship of Mother Kali. So, but today I've been wearing her pendant. I love her. She is a wonderful, powerful protector. And we're going to talk more about Kali. But I just want to answer that because I've been getting some questions about that. So absolutely yes. Well, you guys are the best. Here we are. It's Tuesday. And you know what that means? Time for messages from the spirit world. Now, we've had a lot of new subscribers. And I'm going to say welcome to all the newbies. This is our kind of Tuesday tradition. We gather and I do psychic readings for viewers. And what I do is people write to me letters from all over the world. And I pull letters, you know, just randomly, and I answer them. So we let the spirit lead. And we're going to see what Spirit has. And if you're new here, by the way, just so you know, it's absolutely free to be in Messages from the Spirit, where I do not charge for this. This is my gift, my community service, if you will, to the YouTube community. So if you want to get a question answered on Messages from the Spirit world, just write to me by putting your question in the comment box below. Or if you don't want to do that, if it's, you know, you don't want it in public, you can write to me at my private email, which I'll also put the link below, which is at readings@robert-hickman.com. Again, go in the info box below. There's the email address. You can write me there or put your question in the comment box below this video, okay? So absolutely free. And for those of you who are new here, I am a full-time professional psychic medium. I do this as my full-time profession. I have an office, I have staff, so it keeps me really busy. And some people have been writing and say, how do we get on your schedule for a private session? For a private session, you want to give a call to my office. And I'll put my phone number also in the box below, but it's 571-483-2112. So if you call that number, we'll get you on the schedule, okay? Or you can also, again, write to me at readings@robert-hickman.com. Again, email link below. For my private readings are a little different than Messages video because they're a lot more in depth. And those of you who've sat with me can testify. I cover everything in a private reading. We look at past, present, future, spirit guides. I bring messages from spirit guides and also deceased family and friends that come through. I look at your past lives. I show you about your, you know, what your mission is in this lifetime, what your life themes are. And I answer all your questions as well. So private reading with me is an hour long. I do charge for those, you know, but if you want to read more about it, go over to my website. And I'll put the link below, robert-hickman.com. And if you want to get on my schedule for private reading, give me a call. Still have a few openings this week. This week's getting full, but next week is really probably going to be better for it. So, you know, but do give me a call and we'll discuss that with you. Well, you guys are the best. By the way, I want to say thank you. Thank you to all who came into yesterday's video. We had horoscopes. And if you didn't see that, that's a wonderful way to get some psychic help for the week. I go around the big zodiac wheel and I do an overview of the week, a psychic astrological overview, and then I do individual horoscopes for each zodiac sign. So everybody watches that. You get a free little reading, okay? And, you know, horoscopes is wonderful because if you've been waiting for messages from the spirit world, you know, and you're not getting your answer lettered right, you know, your letter answered right away, horoscopes is a great way to get some psychic help from me as well. Like if you can't do a private reading or, you know, you're waiting on messages, definitely check your horoscope out. That will be a great help to you. So many people have written to me and told me how thankful they are for my horoscopes, and they're very accurate, and I'm very honored by that. I put a lot of time and energy into my spiritual work, and you know, I try to give the best, so I think you'll get a lot out of it. Well, you guys are the best. Well, listen, we got some letters here. I'm so excited. Thank you to all you've been writing. So what we're going to do is, before we get into the letters, let's just pause and take a moment. Let's all just center ourselves and attune to the spirit world. Okay. I hear my spirit guy, Fletcher, here. All right. Our first letter today is from Michael's Spiritual Journey. Hello, Michael. Michael says, "Hi, Bob. I was wondering if my short film will get known once it's finished and released, and will I become a well-known film director?" Hi, Michael. You know, I have to tell you, when I step into your vibration, I get around you two really nice colors. One is orange light. Orange light means that you have an artist theme in your life, and that anything you do artistic is really in harmony with your higher self. So yes, that is right where you should be. You should be doing film. Golden light tells me also that you are going to have success with this project. I do feel you're going to get some publicity out of it. And I actually feel like I want you to put some focus on some major film festivals for entering and submitting it. I keep seeing Sundance Film Festival around you. I'd like you to look into that. Robert Redford usually heads that up. So you might want to reach out to Robert Redford's office, or to, I think they actually have a website for Sundance Film Festival. I keep seeing you getting in there. And I feel like you might say, well, gee, I'll apply. It's a long shot. But I literally see your entrance paper being in front of people that decide to put you in. So I think you want to focus on that. But I do feel like you need to keep going forward with the film, and I think you're going to have success with it. So to answer your questions, is it going to get known? Yes. And will you become known as a film director? Yes, I see both of them. So you're on the right path. You're in harmony with your spiritual chart. And your mission is an artist-themed mission. So definitely do it, okay? Thanks for writing. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Lynn the Alien. Hi, Lynn. Lynn's a longtime viewer here. And Lynn writes, she says, "Dear Bob, when will I be happy and have someone in my life? Loneliness is really starting to get upsetting." Oh, Lynn, I'm sorry, hon. You know, we go through these times in our lives. All of us do. It's called the desert period. And when you're in the desert period, it's like everything is just empty. And it's usually in the desert period that you find that you don't connect to people. There are no relationships. A lot of times it is lonely. But, you know, I have to tell you, I feel like what's coming out of this desert period for you is intense wisdom. You have around you right now a lot of sky blue light and a lot of purple light. What this tells me when I see this light in your aura is that you're doing a lot of inner work now. You're really connecting with your higher self, with the spirit world. And I feel like you're doing a lot of internal rebuilding, reflection, recollection, all of this. And it's making you actually beautiful on the inside. You're already beautiful, but it's heightening that beauty, and it's making you beautiful on the outside. So you're going through a process now of self-awareness, self-purification. And this is really preparing you to be in a relationship. And I know that it's hard right now, but I got to tell you, don't rush the process. I have to be honest, I feel like it's not going to be until around the end of the year till you really start to connect with somebody. It'll be around December. And I feel like this is somebody you don't know. I think you're going to meet them. It looks like you meet through an online sort of a dating site or a chat room. It's like I see you guys typing back and forth and the hands are flying. And when the fingers are going that fast, that's a sign that it's really exciting. It's good. So I think it's going to be a little longer. But don't let this time take you to a place of bitterness. Let it take you to a time of awareness, self-awareness, self-love, and enlightenment. And the more you put energy into yourself right now, the more you have to share with somebody. So the spirit world is actually preparing you to be in relationship. And listen, I know right now you're saying, Bob, this sucks. I hate this. I'm alone. I never have any fun. No. Don't go to it from that place. I want you to say, okay, I'm here. I'm just me. What's within? You know, the greatest journey we can take is the journey within. And that is so true. So if you do your inner journey, this means work on meditation, work on your spiritual development, work on your soul knowledge, discover your past lives. All of this is giving you power. And by the end of this year, by December, you're going to glow so bright, you're going to draw 1 million different people to you. But I see around December is where a relationship starts. And I do feel it will be a long-term, stable, committed, and loving relationship. It's worth the wait. But do the work now, and you'll be so glad you did, okay? Hope that helps. Keep me posted. Sending blessings to you. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from, excuse me, Rockstar of the Future. Hello, Rockstar of the Future. Rockstar writes, says, Hi, Psychic Bob. Who was I in a past life? And how many lives have I had so far? Oh, that's a good question. Well, you know, I see a few different past lives around you. One was actually in the 1920s. You actually lived in New York, in Harlem, and you were connected to jazz music. I believe you were a jazz musician in Harlem. I think you used to play clarinet and saxophone. You were good on the windpipe instruments. So that was one of your lives. Now, you didn't live very long in that life. You died in the 1930s, and it looks like it was a car accident. But you came back again, and shortly right after that, and in the 1960s, you were a young man, and you had a connection with music then as well. I believe in that life you were kind of part of a music ensemble, and then people would hire your group out as for concerts and stuff. I literally see a connection between you and Jimi Hendrix. I feel like you knew Jimi Hendrix at some point, that you were together as friends, or you used to play backup. You were like a musician with him. And I feel like, you know, you knew him right before he died. I feel like he was actually giving you lessons, almost like guitar lessons or singing lessons. But there's a connection where it's almost like he was starting to get close to you. And then what happens, he died. And then you died. Well, actually, I think you died right before him. You died, and then he died shortly after that. So it was a tragic time. But that's one of the reasons you're back, because in your soul, music is your passion. And so you definitely have had at least these past lives. Fletcher said you've had at least 30 former past lives. So I only see these 2, but he said there are many more, about 30. But you do have in this life an artist theme, and you do have a strong connection with music, and you should definitely follow the path of music. You're going to be very successful. And I don't just say that lightly, because a lot of people write me and say, Bob, am I going to be famous? And I tell most of them, honestly, no. You'll enjoy yourself, but you're not going to be famous. In your case, you've been famous in the past, and you're going to be famous in this life. So get ready for it. Good thing is this time you get to live a long life, so you're not going to leave anytime soon. The last 2 lives got cut short. This time you're determined to stay here, and you're going to make it. Okay. Hope that helps. Thanks for writing. All right. Our next letter is from Alexis Williams. Hello, Alexis. Alexis says, Hey, Psychic Bob. I have a question about my nephew. He keeps talking about someone named Uncle Dave. We have no clue as to who he is talking about. He says he can see Dave through the mirror, and that this Uncle Dave is the reason for a recent bloody nose that he had in the middle of the night. My nephew is only 4 years old, so we aren't sure if he is making it up or not, or if it is something to be worried about. Thank you for everything you do. Much blessings to you. Love, Alexis. Hi, Alexis. Hon, I hate to say this. I have to be honest, though. And I'm not trying to scare you. Uncle Dave is a real spirit. And he's using that mirror in the bedroom where your nephew is as a portal. Spirits can do that. Mirrors can be used as portals. So it's very interesting because I don't think there's any way a 4-year-old would know that sort of thing. And I've worked in a lot of haunted house cases, and this is one of the signs of spirit activity. They often do come through mirror portals. I have to be honest, this spirit is a low-level entity. He's not of a high standing. I do not pick him up as a relative. He's an earthbound soul. I believe that he died connected to either suicide or some sort of addiction, like an alcohol addiction, or both. Maybe alcohol led to suicide, but he's not a good person. The reason why he's drawn to your nephew is, one, your nephew has a lot of psychic power. And spirits that are low level drain energy off of people. And that gives them power, makes them feel good. It's like an addiction, like a power addiction. You know how like when you get up, you have to have your coffee, you got the caffeine, like, oh, give me my coffee jolt. Well, it's the same thing with spirits that are earthbound. They get that jolt literally off taking energy off people that are living. The reason why your nephew had a bloody nose, and first of all, I hate to say it, but it's true, this Uncle Dave did cause that. Now, what happened was he drew the boy close to the mirror, or he drew his consciousness close to the mirror. He pulled a lot of power out of your nephew, and what will happen when a spirit, an earthbound, gets too close to people, especially psychically sensitive people, it can mess up your internal system. It can create extremes in blood pressure, either a drop in blood pressure or a spike in blood pressure. I feel in your nephew's situation, it created a spike in blood pressure and it caused a hemorrhage. This could be very serious because if blood pressure is high and there is a nosebleed, people can bleed to death from it. So you do want to always watch that when he's over and take it very seriously, okay? If he's with you in the house, one of the things that you need to do is, there are a few things. One, I want you to bless the room by sprinkling it with holy water, okay? And you can make your own holy water. I have a holy water video. I'll put a link for that below if you need it. But just sprinkle the room with holy water, okay? Then what I want you to do is get a cereal bowl, like, you know, a cereal bowl. Fill it with salt. It can be table salt or sea salt, any type of salt. But a salt, it's got to be pure salt in a cereal bowl. Put that in the bedroom on the dresser area, okay? Then what I want you to do is either remove that mirror that he's seeing him in, or if you can't remove it, if it's like attached to furniture, put a cloth over it, like a blanket or a quilt that totally blocks it. This will close the portal, and also sprinkle holy water on that mirror. And I would even trace on it a sacred symbol, whatever your sacred symbol is, whether it's like the pentagram, like I have here, the pentacle, or a cross if you work with the Christian energies. But you want to use a sacred symbol and say that this mirror is, you know, closed. It's not open for business. Then I would put a cloth on it and keep it on it, at least when your nephew's there. You know, when he's not there, it's probably safe, but I feel like he's the main draw for the spirit. So that's what's going on. So yes, I hate to tell you, but there is a real haunting going on. But this I think will take care of it. Let me know if you have any further problems, but tell me how this goes, okay? And oh, as for your nephew, don't make a big deal about it with him. A lot of times with psychic children, you want to treat things just as casual and, you know, nonchalant as you can. Because if you draw too much attention to it, it'll make him nervous, or he'll start to, you know, enhance it for attention. So when he says, oh, Uncle Dave was talking to me, just say, oh yeah, okay, how was that? What did he say? You know, just act nonchalant. Don't be impressed. Don't make a big deal. Just say, oh, okay, you know, blow it off. I mean, let him talk about it, definitely, but don't encourage it, okay? But if you can do the salt and the covering of the mirror, the removal of the mirror, this will go a long way in shutting this down, okay? All right, well, let me know if you need further help. God bless you, darling. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Miriah. Oksanen, and she writes all the way from Finland. Hello, Miriah. She writes, "Hi, Bob. I really like your channel. Thank you for making it and helping people in such a loving way." Oh, thank you, Miriah. That's so nice. You know, I love Spirit Channel. This is my life. I love all of you. You all are so much part of my world. That's why I do videos every day. If I don't do a video, I go crazy. I get homesick for all my YouTubers. I do. You're wonderful. Thank you. Mary goes on to writes and says, "My question is, what is going on in my life? I feel stuck. Nothing works out for me, no matter how hard I try. The situation has been going on for years. Is there anything for me anymore except loneliness, unemployment, and poverty? With love, Miriam from Finland." You know, Miriam, I am so sorry. You know, first of all, I want to tell you something. You're not under a curse, okay? When things get bad and they go on for a long time, a lot of people think, "Oh, I'm under a curse." You're not under a curse, so don't worry. There's no black magic or evil being done to you. But what's happening is you are in a holding pattern because you have not yet fully embraced your life theme. You're going to say, "What?" One of your life themes is that of a healer. And what I see, the reason why you're in this cycle, first of all, is that on a soul level, I feel like you still have to release some trauma. And I'm not sure if it's trauma from this life or a former life, but I get it's almost like childhood trauma that has frozen you on the inside. Now, this is not a judgment. You're certainly not a bad person, and you're not responsible for that, so don't feel bad about that. But what happens is if we go through a trauma like a breakup of our family or a divorce in the family or abandonment as a child or a trauma, abuse, this trauma can settle into our soul and literally gel us. It freezes us. So when we want to make changes and advance in life, we're lacking the power. So I'd like you to meditate on where there could be some personal healing in your life and focus on that. It might take visiting a therapist, or you could visit even a past life therapist. Past life regression might be really good for you, I think. And work on discovering again who you are. I feel like in a sense you've given up. I don't know if you've had an issue with either yourself or somebody in the family has an addiction issue as well. I feel that there's somebody that's had an addiction issue possibly around you that has also drained a lot of energy from you, kind of like psychic vampire. And so one of the things that you want to focus on is you can't fix that necessarily, that other person, but you can heal yourself. Why it's so important to do healing is, one, this will help you. It'll be much healthier and better for you. But it's also going to open up the doors to your future calling. You actually, believe it or not, have a healer life theme. And as a healer in the future, you're going to do a lot of energy work. I see you studying like Reiki or like massage therapy, things where you channel power through your hands and you use your hands to bring healing to people. And I feel that this healing power has yet to be fully manifested in your life. But if you do the inner work of the healing the inner child and you forgive yourself, forgive others, you're going to be free. And I'd like you to explore doing some classes, if you haven't done so already, in Reiki. And if you have done Reiki, I want you to go back and revisit it, because I feel like you're going to see new things in that maybe you've never seen before. There's a lot of energy here as we go over the next 2 to 3 months of opening of the eyes. And I feel like you're going to start to see things very clearly. And I have to tell you, I don't see you staying in this holding pattern. I really feel that by the time we're into December, your life is like way, way, way much better and moving forward. So, when you feel alone, don't become bitter, become better. See, that's a saying I like to say. When you feel alone, don't become bitter, become better. I hope that translates okay. What that means is that, you know, our alone times shouldn't be times where we curse being alone, but we should use that time to heal ourselves, to discover our skills, to become better people. And then we'll have a lot to give to the world. And then guess what? The world will receive us, and we will receive the world. And we'll have joy again. So I'll be honest, you've got some work to do, but I see beautiful light around you. And I feel over the next 2 months, you're going to really start to see some changes. So I want you to explore healing works. It doesn't have to necessarily just be Reiki. That's one that I'm seeing. But anything that works for you, whether it's Reiki, massage therapy, could be herbology, reflexology, acupuncture, any of the healing sciences and arts, I feel like you have a real gift for. And I'd like you to start exploring that as part of your new journey, okay? I hope that gives you a little help. Listen, keep me posted. Let me know, okay? Thank you for writing. Oh my gosh, guys, I tell you, I look at the time and I don't know where it goes. I want to say thank you for being here. You guys are wonderful. I love you. If you get a chance, pop over to my website. I've got books over there. You might enjoy Messages from Rose and Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. These are just 2 of my books. There are some more. Pop over there and check it out. I think it's going to help you guys. Well, listen, thanks for being here. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wiccan Wednesday, and we're going to talk about the upcoming May Ball, the Wiccan Festival of May Ball. So be here tomorrow. We'll have more about that. I thank you guys for being here. I love you. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. Help me out. Like this, favorite it, share it with your friends. Hit subscribe. Be part of our channel. You guys are the best. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, may you always blessed be.